Hello and welcome, as it is the 17th day of June 2019, and we're looking back at Litecoin against Bitcoin dated December 7th, well, late November, December, but I'm looking at a top on December the 12th and the low just before then. That was a fantastic move by many extremes, not just because a lot of the fantastic part is what you can't even see here, which is what the rest of the market was doing at this time, and then what the rest of the market did after, and then what Litecoin did after, which was just stay where it was. Or hang in there. I like using that term, hanging in there, which means not really doing anything but staying sideways. And right now I'm putting my mad science together. I don't know if I should use science, maybe just mad math. Mad scientist, mad mathetist, mathematician, I don't know. Just trying to get the highest score I possibly can in this game, and let's take a look at the strategies for it. Well, back then, this went from up to the 18 handle, down from the 5. And on this day alone here, it went 9. It just doubled from this point A to point B here. If I could get one unique 2x move, oh, am I in some interesting shape moving forward. And I'll talk about that very soon. But let's take a look at what the rest of the market doing. So remember, December 12th was the date of that top. Let's just look at some other random codes, and I don't know if it's going to take. I hope it automatically takes me to this date. It doesn't. Maybe I should just do the daily time frame. It might be a little faster. Or I could pause the tape. That might be the easiest way. So normally what I would do is I'd pause the tape and I would just set it up to where it stands in here, and then reduce the periods because I don't need as many. This was December 12th here, though, right in here. What happened afterwards? Oh, this went from 28 up to about 89. Okay, cash back then. I mean, it's much lower than 2,700 now, but it was 2,700 on that day. It just went to 5,000, but it did go higher. New economy movement on December the 12th was here at the 3,100. Then it went up to about 8,000. Gigabyte on December the 12th was at around 90, and then it just went up to about a 9x, not quite a 10x move, but it went higher. Library credits back then was about 2,500, then it rallied up to about 9,200. Dash was rallying up to 52.9 handle, and it still went up to 87, so a few trades would have been available, and I don't care. I could just take a whole bunch of them. 95% of the coins were pretty much doing the exact same thing, all going up at some decent levels. Of course, some amazingly and decently better than others. But when you look at ratio trade, what that would have meant is if you were trading Litecoin with other altcoins, well, during those 2 3 days leading up to the 12th of December, then you would have ended up having a lot of situations where you were selling Litecoin for altcoins over and over and over again, and to decent amounts because of the phenomenal move. So the amount that you would have been able to accumulate with all of your other coins would have been magnificent. And with Litecoin doing nothing from December 12th on for months, really, let alone it was only a matter of weeks for the rest of December and into January, in which the altcoins were seriously pumping at that time. And that meant buybacks. The amount of Litecoin you would be able to buy back in situations like that, phenomenally high. And I'm just going to push this to fast forward it quicker. That was fast. Okay, then. So now let's talk about this strategy moving forward. Because whenever markets do things like that, whenever a unique code can do that for you, it's just magnificent. Let's move on to Theta. And when I randomly took, or somewhat randomly, about 20 different coins on Binance, including some ones I knew would be weak in volatility, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, although it wasn't too unvolatile. The Monero, all those types of ones. And then I took some ones I felt would be volatile, like the Elf coin, and just a few random ones like WAVI, which was actually the most volatile of the 20 I chose. But Theta was the second most volatile, which is taking data from the time Theta started on January 30th, 2018 to current, which is almost a year and a half. And what I was looking for is how often it has a big move of 15% in one direction or another against every coin against each other would pair up in a dance, if you will, and everyone dances with everybody, and we just check everyone's volatility against everybody. And well, Theta was number two to Wabi of the 20 that I chose. But we also look at those what I talk about the unique moves, which basically that's what Litecoin had. It had a unique up move and a unique hanging in there move. Because Litecoin went up when everything else didn't. And then Litecoin went sideways when everything else went up. And if you can get those types of opportunities in market trading within the ratio, that is like gold and literally can turn into a lot of it if you choose because of that within such. And twice, like Theta, has had a unique move. The first one, you would have either had to been up for it in the morning to get it, which was November the 30th, this day in here, or else you were just going to get a partially okay move. But to be able to get these high numbers in here, you had to have your sell orders in place, or you had to have actually been up there to actually do it. And most likely, if you were in North America, you would have had to have you had either had to be working a night shift or have some sort of an alert to let you know. And if you ever get something like this, it's almost a good idea. I should almost have it set on my cell phone. Literally, I wish I could. To give me a text message. If it's ever double the price, if it's ever up 100% at any time in the last 24 hours, I want a text message. Even 60% for that matter. Because I would totally take it at 2, 4 o'clock in the morning if something like this was going to happen. Because back then I had orders in, and I cashed it nice. Now this one here was a unique move that you didn't need to have orders in. You could have just sold whenever because there was many opportunity to get each of the three good legs higher, and that meant you could buy and sell so well. But every move that has occurred, for the most part, since the bottom, since the 2018 highs, has been unique moves whenever it has a rally because the markets haven't had a dartboard rally where everything collectively just goes up sick. I've shown you one example of it. I'm going to show you a second one very soon as well. But in here, this means selling Theta and then buying it back. So if the more of this type of stuff I can get, the better that it is. And if Litecoin goes up and this breaks down to like 1,000, that's just more profitable. And then this goes up to 1,000 to like 5,000, and Litecoin goes sideways or down a bit, and whatever else stuff like that. Then that's fantastic as well. Because I'm going relatively aggressive amongst the Theta trade because I think it's going to be a successful one. And as far as the crosses that I'm trading, I this is my list right now. I've had a couple get taken off the list or adjusted, and a few added as well. What I did yesterday within the DGB and Litecoin, this one in here, I took half of my DGB ownership and I sold it on the market, and I ended up buying Theta and other miscellaneous coins. Like I took half of it to buy Theta and half of it to buy other coins. I increased the Ripple. I doubled my status for Ripple, so I have twice as much Ripple, and then I added a Qtum Theta cross. But I have 7 different crosses against Theta with the Arc coin, the Dash coin, the Litecoin, the Neo, the Qtum, the Go, and the Ripple. The one on the right hand side is the cheaper price, and the one on the left hand side is the more expensive one. I like to have the cheapest one on the right because then that means the price comes up in more higher than one. Bitcoin prices are 0.0000 whatever, kind of always 0.0 something whatever. I like prices when it's like here. Oh, the Litecoin Theta ratio is 1,011. The Litecoin Tron ratio is 3967, and so on and so forth. I also have 7 different crosses with Litecoin. I think I have 3 on that of DGB, and that's every single one, every single and go. I got like four with go or five with go. One, two, three, four. So I got basically four crosses. Go is a pure speculative small gamble, but of the four, it's the smallest by far. Litecoin being number one, Theta number two, DGB number three, and Go in at number four. And we go back to Litecoin in early 2017, like a lot of the coins we're going through now. This was a spot where from July 2015 all the way down to March of 2017, near 2 years, it was nothing more than a continuous bear market. And we've went through the altcoins now going on a year and a half or almost, maybe a little less, into that of a bear market. But then when they're ready to go, they obviously have fantastic moves. So when did this thing get going? This got going when everything else did. And in a situation like this, how I'm planning ratio trade, if something where everything goes up to magnificent levels together, everything goes up against Bitcoin over and over and over again. I'll keep ratio trading whatever I can do, but I'm going to be forced in situations like this when one coin's up six times, other coin's up four times, this one's up five times, 10 times, 15 times. If they're all up like that, or even just the two that I'm trading together in the ratio, then I'm going to have to trade them both in amounts for Bitcoin. And then look to buy them back if they go down in price, because in situations like this the market had all these big moves. So whatever you were able to sell up to, let me just scroll this back in here, if whatever you sold in here to Bitcoin up top, if you did, which wouldn't have made too much sense, you would have not been able to buy back. And the reason why is because one, it was about a 2-3x move, which isn't that much. And number two, the major gains didn't come in, of course, until like May, June. But at this point, if say it was like into May in here, okay, this is up to 19, I probably would have sold a little bit, which meant it comes back down here to 10. I could have bought some back again. And what I would be doing today is I would sell it, move it to the Trezor hardware wallet, and then, of course, bring it back whenever I was happy to buy it, whatever price. Maybe I was happy at the 13 handle and I missed this, and that's the case. If I sold here at 19 and I bought at 13, even though I could have got 10, so be it. Even if I say sold at 17.1 and I bought back at 12.3 or 12 even, I could have got a bit higher, could have got a bit lower. It still works out. But that's one of the strategies in which that I'm looking for. And then again in here, if you sold up here, all the buybacks, now it's going up, down, up. It's obviously going to have all of its up and down movements. But I want to reduce as much Bitcoin trading that I possibly can, other than for the means between the end, because obviously I do a lot of it when, say, I'm trading Litecoin and Theta. Okay, I'll sell some Litecoin for Bitcoin. Okay, I'll buy some Theta for Bitcoin. I pretty much have the same amount of Bitcoin as I did before, pennies worth, if not a single penny or less than that worth. And I can just move coins in and out of the wallet. Okay, now I got this slide up. And give me a second because I just got to fix something. Okay, this is about the best I'm going to be able to present it. But if any time Litecoin has a great solo pump versus the US dollar, I am in great shape, sort of like the one that I showed in December 2017. I would be able to double my Theta gain. It has happened before, as I've shown. Can it happen again? Question mark. The plan, sell a low percentage of LTC holdings for a lot of ammo, which means ammunition, or as Johnny Chan referred to in poker, poker chips are like ammunition. The more you have, the more powerful you are able to work within your game plan. And same thing here. So I could sell a decent amount of Litecoin, which really would hardly take anything off of it for what it's worth. Noticeably less than 10%. Less than 10% anyway. And then I buy Theta with half of it. And then an altcoin with the other half. So assuming Litecoin moves to around $800-ish or more, and of course I can sell a small amount and put half into either. And of course that's assuming that Litecoin is able to pretty much double, overperform that against Theta. And if it does better than double, if it does like the triple, that's even much more spectacular. But in my head, the calculations that I figured out is that even 75, 80, 85% overperformance of Theta and other coins and Litecoin prices near around 800 would put me at a significantly amazing position. And I've talked about the ratio trading on here many times before. I'm going to a bit more again. In fact, let's make this a long video and play another game. This is Sky and Go. I'm going to publish this so you can play this. There are over 800 different hours. This is short term. Let's push the publish button. And what comes up is WCK439, which means if you have Small Basic, which is a free download, go to the import button, put these codes in, and you will have this copy up to date as of today, 11 a.m. Okay, let's run the program now. And again, I got to pause this to position size this. And it starts off in hour number 1 with a ratio of 61.41. And we're starting off with 87.26 Sky, 53.58 Go. And what we're going to do is trade this on a short-term level, and I'm even looking for 5% moves. And just sell small amounts. So if it goes down in this spot, that means I'm selling Go. If it goes up, I'm selling Sky. And in this case, 10% is 500 and change, so like 375. And just I keep on doing this. I got it set to push 6, where it'll automatically take me to the next move, so I can see that that's up, and I can just quickly go through how I'd want to trade this. And if they're normal size moves, I'm just going to take whatever type of trades, like 5,800, 10% is 580, so 425 is noticeably less. Then we have this, but this is a decent sized move going from 61 to 56. So, situation like this, maybe I want to go a bit more aggressive, sell 475. And then this now goes up to 60, so we own 95. Let's go like 7.5 of them. And we're on hour number 112 already, so the market goes down to 56.78. Let's do 400. That's an okay amount, but it's going to make sure that I always still have good inventory. I'm not going to lose control of the situation. So now let's do another one. Let's do 375, we'll say. And then it goes up, and this is a not a great move. It looks like it is at 8.7%, but it's only up like 4.3. Still, it's enough where I can sell like about 8. And then it goes up 47.57%, so this is a huge move. And that can do like something like 30. That's a big move. And even down 10%, 11%, I can do a return back, so maybe like 800, get 10 of them back. And then it goes down some more, maybe go 500 of the 67. Then it goes down even more, about 10% on this case. So I could even do like, say, 575. And I could even, no, I'll wait for a better price, which I'll get 69, so I can sell maybe 8.5. And then it goes up 12%, so I'll sell maybe 9.5 now. And then it's down to 73, so I can buy that 9.5 back, maybe just do that instead, just go 9.5 that way. And then it goes up, and I can sell maybe 10 this time. And then it goes up some more, just a small amount, this 6, because last time it was 10%, this time it's just a little less. This is bigger, this is 18% on the hour, which is pretty much that here, so I can go like maybe 12. And then it goes back down. I can maybe buy like 8 of them back. And it goes down some more. Say, go like 675. We're in hour number 209 right now. Let's go to 212 as the next one. It goes down to 77. And that's a decent sized move. 8% on the hour, and then like over 10% overall. So let's do like 850 of the 74. And then it's down 39, but that's not enough. It actually goes back up, so and it's a small move up from like 78 to 82. So let's just sell like 5.5 or something. Well, exactly that, really. And it's just part of the simulation game. Okay, down to 75, you own 7,000, so 500 is. Actually, I didn't do anything there. So let's just make the trade here. So let's do 500. Okay, down some more. So let's do, say, 450. Down some more. And this is down pretty good, about 8 9%. So let's do 550 here. Then it goes back up at 97. Let's go like 7.7, less than 10% on less than a 10% move. And now it goes up to 81. That's more than 10%. That's 18% on the hour. And that's good enough for like 12, I think. Should sell about 12 of them. Then it's down 8%, so I can just I can pick up maybe 10 of those 12 back. Then it goes down some more, maybe 500. Hour 288 up to 75. Let's sell 7.5 of them. Again, less than 10% for a standard move. And let's now auto it again. And there's not that. This isn't standard. That's 15 basis points higher. That's like 20%, as we could even see on the screen there. Let's sell about 15 of them now. And it goes down to 84. So let's just a standard move a little bit here. So let's go 500. Get back 6, which is less than what we sold last time. But if it goes down more, which it did, and that's a 10% move almost. So let's sell maybe 675. Okay, and let's now it goes up to 81. We got 86 of them. So maybe go like 5.9. And then it goes down. I can even buy that. I can buy 6 of them back, so I gain 0.1. And now it's down 4.7, so let's sell 495, get 7. We're 326 now, it goes down a bit more. So let's sell, say, 475 and get 7. Then it's down a bit more, so let's now sell 415 and get back almost 7 again. It goes back up, and this is more than 10%. It says 8, but it's 6.7 basis points. So let's sell 12. Then it goes back down. Let's do another partial buy. I'm going to buy like 9 of the 12 that I sold. And then it goes down some more from 62 to 59. So maybe 395, which would get me another 6 back. And you just keep on doing this. I'm going to pause this to near the end now because you get the gist of what I'm doing and nothing different will take place. And I fast forward to day 746. There's just a few more days left now. As the price just keeps on doing its normal moving of different things. And that was a good seller. So I want some more than that because that's a move of about over 10%. And it just keeps on doing its normal things and hanging in there doing its volatility. And whatever you do, if many of these trades you can get, the better it is. Now, within this situation, there's two factors worth note. This is taken every hour. In real life, unless you got some sort of strategy to get by it, you're not going to be able to track every single hour. And also, this is just taking hourly closes. Sometimes you're going to find intra-hour moves that are going to work in your favor. So it can work on both sides of the fence amongst this situation. Here's a 10% down move again, so I'm going to do about 10% holdings there. And then how aggressive different risk reward strategies for allocation for how many that you sell is relatively important, I think. Definitely. I know. I think I know. So have a strategy ready. And more of the stuff you do, this is giving you experience and practice to see how to play this game and doing stuff with things like position sizes and how much that you really want to be able to trade. We're on hour 949. I thought it was like 800 that I had. Okay, well, it's close to the end, I think. Uh, so now we're getting close to that point, and you're just never going to stop trading this until there's a good reason to do so. Maybe you see later on a coin's delisted, you might do it, or maybe you find strategically a better offer, and whatever strategy you see works for you is when you want to execute, but you want to also set it up so that you can find in advance by doing practice to see yourself notice the situations. Okay, so here we're set over 900 hours. We're in place. And right now at this time, the ownership would have 93.73 Sky and 6,464 of the Go. The ownership to start was 87.26. So we can see that that number increased. That was an increase of about a little over 6. That was almost 10%, about 8%. And the ownership of the Go coin increased as well. That increased about over 1,100 points, which works out to about 20%. So you're looking at Y on the XYZ, or the X rather, the X, to be that about 1.14, 1.15 or so. You've outperformed the market about 15% in this situation. And if we take 975 hours and divide it by 24 in a day, that's 40 days. So to get 15% return on your holdings in 40 days, I think is pretty damn good. But anyway, and that's without any real major volatile extreme moves. We've seen a couple that happened in there, but they were just like 10, 12% hours. And the possibilities for huge moves within this type of trading can get big. But going back to the Theta situation, trading it against other coins, assuming it takes 3 to 4 years to really transpire and hit a peak high period, 1,000 days of ratio trading can make your portfolio grow massive on the XYZ. I shown like the DGB GRS on here, how it was easy. It was easy to destroy that market play in that game. If you get any near that volatility, it'll just be like wow. So for me, a BTC target for a big move is 250,000. I could see 500, 600, but I want to reduce that number to get the lowest, highest number I can think of. Theta, they've talked about the White Dove, Michelle White Dove, going to thousands. So I'm just going to do a highest noticeable level below that at 250. And if I divide those two numbers, that would be the equivalency price of 0.001 Bitcoin if they would hit together at the same time. So within X, Y, Z, X is how much I gain on the trading. Y is less than 70 as Z is 25. Well, the reason why Z is 25 is because if we take $10,000 Bitcoin prices and we move it up 25 times higher, that's it right there. And for if we take the current price, or excuse me, if we take that price of 0.001 and divide it by the current Theta price, it would be about 70. So for Theta to get to 0.001, it would have to go up 70 times its value. And to me, that's again a conservative number. I think it could very easily do 100, 200, 400 times against Bitcoin from its low point to its peak point. And then Z, with the Bitcoin being 25. Now assume Y is 25, meaning if you are going to overperform, if Theta's X represents how much the altcoins are up against Bitcoin, or Y, excuse me, Y represents how much the coins are up against it. So if Theta's going to be up against 70, and you're trading this against two coins, another coin might only be up 4 times or 5 times or 6 times. So what would the average be? That's why I said Z would be about, or Y should be maybe 25. But 25, if you can get 25 times over, if you can overperform the market 25 times against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes up 25 times, then that would be a 625 times gain. And that doesn't even throw in how much you would make on the X. And if I can get 1,000 plus days of trading, I should be able to at least overperform the market and get 10 times the amount of coins back just and forth just by doing what I was showing you within that black screen. Which means if I had an YZ at 625, my XYZ would be about 6,000. So into the thousands or tens of thousands. And to think again that I could do 10, I could do 40, 50, 60 on the X. If I'm given 10, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 days, and I get some very nice situations to me, like I mentioned with the Litecoin, where you get an amazing, unique move in one direction, maybe a few times over, and then just the cumulative of like 1,200 days trading, where you're probably going to yourself make several hundreds and hundreds of trades. But in a realistic situation with a 70x plus a Y gain and ratio trade, as the other coin will most likely largely underperform, that means you will gain massive amounts of the other coin and you should flirt with near your starting amount during peak period. Meaning If you started now and you're trading Theta against a whole bunch of, or whatever, even just one other coin, it doesn't matter because I'm just using one example. But what's going to probably happen is, say, 1,000 days go by, and Theta's just at the, say, on that particular peak day we're talking about here. Theta just had a 40% move, and you just sold it, and now you have exactly what you bought on your opening day. So you have your X for Theta itself would be 1. If you had half the Theta you had before, it would be zero point 0.5. But we'll assume the price goes up 70 times, the Theta that is, and the Z is 25, which is 1750, which means you would overperform the market 1,750 times. So for every $1,000 you had in Theta, you would have 1.75 million. And on the alternate coin, well, they're going to go much, much higher. And again, I'm using a very small number with X equal 25, even Y at 4, and possibly Z at 25. But if you can, if you have a coin that goes up 70-fold in 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 days rather, or 1,200 days, and the other coin you have only goes up 4 times, then you are going to accumulate a substantially large amount of the other coins. So if you're looking to gain stuff like the amount of Litecoins you can gain by doing this, that's why you got two coins together. If one coin does spectacularly amazing, I mean, you're going to gain a lot of the one that does amazing or good. And in that case, you could even maybe outperform what you would get in Theta, even if it doesn't go up as much, because maybe your other coin goes up 4 times, but you got 25 times as many of those coins. Now, realistically, what could probably even happen is you could have an X of 2 and maybe an X of 15 here, maybe. Or this thing could be like 100 and 150. And I've had a lot of the situations playing that video game that I show where I've had those kinds of numbers. And again, when you have over 1,000 days to be able to play it through, and also what I haven't been doing in those video games, but I have done it in one example earlier. I did like a 9-part series on it a while back, where you trade, like I mentioned with the rally in 2017 in the springtime, where everything goes up together. You have one coin that goes up like this, and then the other coin that goes up pretty much the same sort of measure. There'll still be spots where the division of these two will give you ratio trades, but you look at where you are here and at different points when it's going up, and you say to yourself, okay, let me just take a sample of what I got. Maybe I got allocated to one account, I got, say, 5,000 Theta left for one account. Well, I'm going to take 800 of those Theta, or 1,000 of them, or 900 or whatever, 750 even. That's still, considering you're trading as a ratio, that's a good chunk. Sell it off for Bitcoin, and then just put it in my wallet. And in an ideal situation like it was in June, especially when you're trading a whole bunch of other different things that doesn't include Theta, but you're trading all the coins that go up. Now you're going to be selling like 5, 10, 20, 30 different coins for Bitcoin. You could probably accumulate a decent amount, and if it goes back down, you got your buybacks. If not, that's an amazing thing as well, because of course your portfolio values would just be doing nothing but increasing on that measure. Thank you for tuning in to this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below in the comments section. But it's funny because I remember hearing people, this one whatever quick topic, but putting coins on exchanges, if you want to trade, like have what you need to trade on there, I understand that. And having orders in there, I'm not against having orders as I mentioned, but you can literally do this without really ever, for the most part, having coins on the exchange. You can put your Theta in a hardware wallet. When you want to sell, you deposit them onto Theta or Binance. It takes about a minute, not long. And then you can sell them, buy the other coin, send that other coin onto your other wallet, rinse, repeat. So you decide to trade. Maybe your Binance portfolio your Binance balance at that time is worth 2 cents, and then maybe you deposit, say, $150 worth of Theta, buy $150 worth of Litecoin, Withdraw 150 bucks worth of Litecoin and your balance is at a penny or two. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.